10.
All right. I don't want people to know that I'm drinking. Hi there.
Yeah, hello.
Welcome in. Episode 11, Refreshingly Awkward. We're back. We took some time off. We had our 25th high school reunion. I keep calling it weird things. I'm like, yeah, I got my 25th anniversary. People are like, what have you been doing for 25 years that you're celebrating? Like
sobriety?
Yeah. I guess maybe never being in a relationship.
Yeah, not be
pretty close to that
single.
time frame. So yeah. So welcome back.
Yes.
Today we're gonna talk World Cup. The World Cup was here in the U.S. first time in quite a while. A lot of cool stories.
94.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's exciting. There was a lot of cool stuff. So I do kind of want to just kind of roll into it. So 5 to 7 million international travelers came to visit the U.S. for the World Cup, and it was crazy because like all the talk before, I'm not never really big into soccer. I mean, I know you obviously more. You played. I never really got to the World Cup or anything because it was weird. When it's in another country, you're like, oh yeah, U.S. is playing it at 3 a.m. Weird shit like that. Yeah,
it's like the Olympics.
Yeah,
it's like dealing with the Olympics.
Yeah, so it was crazy, and I'm sure everybody probably saw social media is all blown up about people that are so shocked and amazed at America.
Oh yeah,
and because on the grand, and this is a universal message from so many different people. I did some research. But no, it was pretty cool because everybody was saying the whole contemplation of everybody's idea was, hey, the news paints America terrible, and it does make sense. I mean, I get it. Whether you're a Fox News or a CNN or wherever you get your news from, if you look at it on the outside, like I haven't honestly watched news. Like I'll catch up on some stuff, but I don't watch the news just because it literally all it does is just only tells you about the bad, and it's just bad. It's so crazy. Everybody's like, they came over here, all the international travelers. They're like, man, we were thinking there's going to be crazy gun violence. It was going to be rude, and it was just awesome. I mean,
it is.
Yeah, I mean the people the stuff they were saying about America, they said everybody's so exciting, they're welcoming and things like that. So I was going to go on like this long tangent about it. I'm just going to make it real quick. Like we actually live in a phenomenal country.
Yeah.
And I do want to get just a little bit of stats. The stuff that this is stuff that international travelers were expecting is America's number one in gun deaths, number one in homeless. Well, just to give you a fun fact, 30% more people die of heat stroke in Europe than gun violence in the U.S. 30% more people. Okay,
that's a crazy stat.
It is.
Is that because they don't have air conditioning?
Yeah, but so
I'm dead serious.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume so. Yeah. So something literally when you think about that, like you have to do nothing. I mean, literally, and that's just one stat. Like,
Do you realize? Sorry, I don't want to.
No, you're good.
I know you're going. What would happen if they tried to take away air conditioning from us? It would be a civil war.
Yeah, well, I don't think it would. I mean, I think it's like I didn't even notice really when they talk about the heat wave is how far north Europe is on.
Well,
the grand scheme of things,
merely
it's
saying,
basically
the amenity of having air conditioning, and I'm not going to go into why they don't or do, but like the amenity of like you pulled that, like you could literally like it would cause mass chaos.
Yeah, I mean the temperature difference is crazy. I didn't know that. Like a little fun thing actually is I'm an old man now, so I play Scrabble online.
How you doing?
I'm pretty decent. I mean, I get beat
What's
every time.
What's your best number score? I
got in the 80s once.
You did really?
I did hit an 81.
With like xylophone or some shit?
No, I got like it's like quiver maybe, like a triple word,
Woo!
triple letter. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so I hit like so I think that's like my record.
Oh
yeah. So
anyway, sorry.
No, so this lady was talking about. She's like, oh my god, it's gonna be upper 20s today. And again. American, I'm going, okay, that can't be Fahrenheit. So I had to do the math. I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy. But that was just like one little fact of like, when you saw people coming when they go into these stadiums, and it's an air-conditioned stadium, they're like walking from outside Texas, and they walk in going, oh, it's like a burst of cold air.
Yes.
Like the things that we have, so, not to go on like a crazy soapbox or anything, because I really wanted to, because I looked up so many stats.
Yeah,
I mean, gun violence, we're not even close. I mean, homelessness, so United Kingdom, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, Germany, France, have at least 50% higher homeless rate.
Really?
A 50% higher rate than the U.S. So people think, oh, it's just gun violence, homeless, it's all just fraudulent. the stats on fraudulent was crazy. Like some countries, they're like the people there vote. No, our country is the most fraudulent. We do not know where our money's going. Like we just don't know. We pay taxes, it just goes places. And I started diving into stats, and I'm like, we have. Yeah, obviously, I've never been to a lot of other countries. Never been to any other country actually. Never been out of the country. But when you start talking about the things that they don't have, like this one guy was walking through. I believe it was New York. Is it New York or Boston? I don't remember where, but he was just walking around. He wanted to look at stuff. And he's from South Africa. And he goes, it's 9:30 p.m. and you will die in South Africa. He's where he lives. He's like, there's no outdoor shop. There's nothing. You will die. You got on the wrong alley, you will die. Mm-hmm. He goes, this is a real thing that happens. And he goes, not gun violence, you'll get stabbed to death. Mm-hmm. He's like, people just stab. Like, that's a crazy thing to think about. Like, there's never been a time, like obviously I live in Mishawaka, but there's never been a time I've been outside worried about, like, do I got to look over my shoulder and stuff? Like, it was like little things like that blew me away. But the craziest stat I looked up, so we were talking about, during the Argentina-Iceland game at Auburn Stadium, the whole population of the country, 25% of the population of the country fit in Auburn Stadium. So the guy was saying, I think his quote was, he said, punch me in the face. He said, punch me 5 times in the face, and I still won't believe that it's real.
No, yeah, the stadium stuff when they were walking. Yeah. And they have, like, awesome soccer stadiums.
Yes,
like they are. Yeah. And I mean, it's a bucket list for me to go to, and I've never been. But, like, how we have it, especially, like, you take, like, college football, even NFL, like these NFL grandiose, but, like they didn't even, I think they might have trained, and some people might have trained in the big house up in Ann Arbor, but that house is 110,000 people. Mm-hmm. So, like, for them to fathom that, you know, we take it for granted. It's like, it's a big fucking stadium.
Could you imagine seeing 25% of America's population anywhere? That would be 87 million people just hanging outside of a Buc-ee's. Like, that is such a huge number. Like, they're just looking around. And then, of course, it was that stadium. That's where they let the eagle go, and then it lands on people. There's fireworks.
Yes.
It was like they're just...
Well, it's true Americana.
Yes.
It's like, I from a sports standpoint, there's a lot of Americana, whether it's jazz or something like that on a art. But, like, I always say, minor league baseball from a sports, like, you can't... Like the different, like they have like the different between inning shows that everyone's like, what the fuck is going on here? They're racing in hot dogs, or it's like these small little towns, and it's like they're giving away TVs every inning. They have like some scantily clad chick out in the outfield just talking to people, and then college football. College football is, I mean, I guess the closest equivalent would be soccer. Because like everyone has their own little town teams that they follow. Yeah. It's not school related per se, but it's like, hey, I'm a Manchester fan because I'm from Manchester, and I'm a Liverpool fan because I'm from Liverpool or what have you. And there's that type of pride to it. But the actual things that go on and like realizing that like, hey, it's not just a thing here that we like go to. It's a grandiose thing that we put to the nth degree of like, the Roman circus. Is what it is. And so, I mean, them experiencing it, I would say, just like the freedoms we have that we take for granted.
Yes,
like
100%.
I saw like the Scottish were in Boston, which whoever scheduled that deserves a raise because it's like I know it's predominantly Irish and Italian and all that, but like, all right, Scottish, Irish. If there's anybody out there, I'm saying it tongue in cheek. United Kingdom. Anyway, like they were just walking around as long as they didn't cause any trouble and like just no one bothered them.
Yeah, didn't they change the law in Boston that you can drink in public now?
Yeah,
because of that
you can walk and drink in public. They drank the fucking Sam Adams thing.
They drank out of beer. They said they
drank. Realize how impressive that is?
They sold more than on St. Patty's Day.
Yes, which is like the biggest holiday in Boston because of how Irish it is.
Yeah, and it's like the math on that. They sold it out faster than I think they said they would have probably almost 4 times what they did on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like trying our food. And this is a different thing because like people go to Europe to get skinny because it's like it doesn't have all the stuff.
Right.
But they come on vacation. It's like, I want the treat. I'm not trying to eat healthy. And they're like, what is this I'm eating? This, biscuits and gravy. This is like the greatest thing ever. It's like if you eat it a lot though, it's we're dealing with a crisis here.
Yeah.
They were like, the TSA had to put out a note about ranch dressing. we're talking about how ranch dressing has gotten obnoxious here in America, where it's like everyone puts it on everything. Like, and they're like, I'm trying to take a vat back to Spain.
They're like, please put it in your whatever your.
Actually, just leave my clothes. Just give me this.
Just don't put. You can't have the ranch in your carry-on. Please put it.
no open containers.
So you got people chugging it along.
No, just like drinking it like it's biscuits and gravy.
Dude, the one guy, man, what did he say? Oh, the one was so hilarious. He said, the best was when he goes, he said, the machine to get soda. I could combine, like, the big ones.
I can get anything.
Which, the first time I saw one of those, which at a Firehouse
I remember this, yes.
Like, it had any Fanta, you could combine. I want orange Fanta.
Yeah, remember like we used to be back at the 7-Eleven on Mishawaka Avenue? And you'd be like the suicide? You can do like that with like 40 flavors.
Dude, you go.
I just actually was not even had a cup. I just wanted to see if it worked.
We call it the suicide or the hurricane.
No, I just wanted to see if this shit worked. Whether it was just like a dog and pony show. I was like just putting soda into the cup.
I mean, it's like, and he goes, he said, so, and then he went to restaurant, he goes, and they're just free refill. They just kept bringing me free refills.
Free refills is another one.
He goes, it was like a fizzy drink Guardian Angel.
Yes. The free refills thing I forgot about.
Dude, the Asian dude with the chips.
He's like, oh yeah.
Where he goes, I couldn't eat my food because it's in our culture. We have to finish what you bring. And they just kept bringing more chips. And I'm like, that reminds me like when I was 12, first time going to Hacienda.
Yes.
Like I'd be like, order food. And she's like, I couldn't even eat my food,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Man. That's like me at any Mexican restaurant. But I mean, because it's delicious, and then you get the side sauce with it or whatever, like guacamole.
Chips. They salt those chips.
Oh no! Oh yeah, and then you get the ranch on the side with that.
Of course, and then
that is something I'll approve. The ranch, because the Hacienda ranch hits different for sure.
It's it's all about the thickness, for sure.
It is.
Yeah,
just like in life. But yeah, like it's like little things like that. I forgot about the free refills or like getting ice. You don't get ice in your drinks over in Europe.
Nope. And also, sparkling water, you got to pay. They're like, we don't. Sometimes they don't want sparkling water. Like places, sometimes only places would only. I don't know what country this is. So if I'm butchering, my bad. But it was like they were like, you don't get free refills on sparkling water because nobody wants to drink it really. Yeah. They'll just have it there just to like sip on.
Oh yeah, or just like the pasty white European countries that experiencing the American South. I could sit and watch an entire documentary. Dude. Like Erlen Haaland, who is like the star of it, who looks like an actual Viking. The total alpha male out there for soccer. Like could play football if he wanted to. Like, 6'4". He looks like they had the memes.
He looks like JJ
They had
Watt.
memes. He was like, this is what the villages of England saw. They're like, oh God, no. We give up. Yeah, that's why they would just lay down arms.
It's yours.
He's like, I'm going to eat your children. And so like... but he brought all these different like taxidermied. He was set up the thing
with the raccoon, right?
And then he had 3 others. One was like a squirrel with a Budweiser, and he was just like enamored with like and just sitting there, and he's just sitting there eating in like Alabama.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine?
Dude, oh my God.
Like a Spaniard in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, eating at a Waffle House?
Yeah.
Give me a camera and let's watch this go down.
Dude, I'm telling you. I mean, it literally. I mean, if you didn't see it on social, it was the most fun to watch. You watching these, like the one dude, he's been here for a while before, and he was like so people came here to celebrate. First off, America's 250th.
Well, yeah. So like the timing was like.
I mean, the 4th of July here is something.
Well, yeah, and then
so
the 250th.
And
it's like.
That would have been a
perfect storm, as they say.
Yeah, there was a chance that England could have played. I think could have played the U.S.
Yes.
I think if stuff would have, and it would have been. I mean, it could either we would have played. It was either Canada or us would have been playing on the 4th, which was bananas. But it's crazy to see. Like what I really love, man, was it Korea and Mexico or South Korea and Mexico?
Oh yeah, the Koreans down in Mexico,
dude,
eating tacos.
Oh my God.
Yes, and they're like. No, the one dude was doing push-ups with the Mexicans.
Yes!
And he's like, ah!
Dude, like, I was thinking, like, all the jokes are, obviously, how many, in 9 months, you're going to see all these...
Oh, yeah.
Like, the U.S. is going to be even more diverse.
Correct.
Yes, dude. It was so... Because, man, like, you think about you'd never in a million years think a culture like a South Korea, any Asian culture, and Mexico, like it's so different parts of the world.
Yes.
Like even worse, I mean, you don't go to Mexico.
And them connecting and sharing things in common.
There's so little like.
It makes you have faith in humanity.
And
it makes you have faith in humanity.
They end up being the same type of people, just passionate about the sport.
Oh yeah.
Is what I love, and it was crazy because what I really love, man, and it actually gave me goosebumps. First time I saw it is when teams would lose, they were out there like still singing the song of the winner.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, man, like it was when, what's the little small country that lost?
Cape Verde?
Yeah.
The one that, yeah.
And whoever won, they came over, they picked the Cape Verde up off the ground, like helped them get up and said, hey, man, don't, like, that's something you don't rarely see in U.S. sports. You'll see it a little bit, but.
Yeah, there is a sense of decorum. As far now, unless you're Argentina after the World Cup final, where there was like full-fledged fighting. But
well, I think that was their entire stretch was full-fledged fighting.
But yeah, that too. But yeah, it is interesting to see because like they go to Buc-ee's, for instance. Okay,
the Buc-ee's are hilarious,
so like,
dude.
And like you see like Asians and Buc-ee's, and like from my understanding, and I do a lot of work in Southeast Asia. I haven't been there, but I do a lot. But like. So, like, for instance, China, like, you'll have Walmart or your Costco, like, your national brands. You don't have, like, a Menards, which is predominantly Midwest.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't exist. It's mostly either small shop or big national brand. There's nothing in between there. Mm-hmm. And, like, or, like, let's take a fast food. You'll have McDonald's, but you wouldn't have an In-N-Out.
Right.
Like, that's just, like, in its own little area. And there's other fast food stuff like that. At least from what my partners in Southeast like say when they come to America, it's like, oh, this is awesome. I don't need to be the big giant.
Yeah,
I can really make my living kind of fitting somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
and so like you go to Buc-ee's and they've kind of created this niche where it's like they were like, holy shit. Well, as Americans, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at here.
I remember the first time I saw a Buc-ee's, I was like, what is going on? Yes. What is a Buc-ee's?
No, and like on the social media, like, this is a gas station in America.
Yeah.
And it's like...
It's like the size of Dallas-Fort Worth.
And it's like 50 a gas station, like pumps.
Yeah.
And then it's like an entire fucking Costco. And, or like random knickknacks.
Yeah, it's great because it's like the guy
or
was
like, and then they have brisket sandwiches.
Yeah, the one guy was looking at the beef jerky and it was just a spread. I mean, everybody and their grandma, the local guy had his jerky in there.
If you want it, you can find it.
He said, I don't even know how to shop for jerky. Yeah. He's like, look at all of this meat.
Yeah. Yes.
How many animals? Like,
yes.
And what I love too is like, because they again, we're pretty sheltered here. Like, we have a gigantic country. I mean, gigantic. I mean, Texas is bigger than most of Europe.
That has different resources in different regions.
Yes, and different climates. Like the people that went from they went from Boston to Texas.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, what? And no, Alabama. They go, Alabama has forests and mountains. Like, because if you think about Alabama, you
think of dry heat and awfulness.
Yeah, just poor, blank. You know, because that's the picture that we're painting. When we think about it. I mean, shit, like we think like northern Indiana, we have from where we're at, we're 45 minutes from a lake that's the size of most people's oceans.
That's like an ocean.
Bingo.
It's an ocean.
That's what people in Chicago go, there's an ocean here. That's an ocean.
It is.
They keep calling it a sea.
Yeah.
They go, what sea is this?
That's pretty.
It's like Michigan.
Yeah, this isn't like some like pond lake or something you have a cottage on.
Yeah.
Like you can die out on the sea.
Lake Michigan is the size of most of their countries.
If your boat sinks out here, you ain't swimming back to shore.
No. There's nobody coming to get you because you're just out in the middle.
Yeah.
And it was just funny to watch because like you can literally like and they don't understand like distances either because we're huge. I mean, it's gigantic. It's literally I mean some of this because Texas had like 2 or 3 stadiums I think was involved in.
Yeah.
And they if you took Texas sideways, it touches the top of America, almost both sides. Like it's so
wild.
huge.
That's wild.
And they were like, why don't you? It's where you guys don't have trains. I go, let's do some math here.
Yeah.
Here's how long it's going to take you to get somewhere. And they were like, in their country, a lot of their countries, like if it's more than a 10-minute jaunt, that's like us saying I'm going to Indy.
Oh yeah.
Like they were like everything is so far.
So the comparison is, and this is where it does fit with trains, because I and maybe Clinton will get to like maybe him during the reunion because he deals with freight all the time. But like I deal with freight because I ship goods to and from. So like trains make sense from a freight standpoint because you know it can go and does it containers so on and so forth. So to your point, the closest thing to Europe is the Eastern Seaboard.
Yeah.
So like. People still use the Eastern Seaboard uses trains the way Europe does. We don't have the infrastructure that Europe does because
Or too big. It's too spread out.
Yeah, well, and but even so on the Eastern Seaboard, it's there and it's still utilized. Like, people don't realize, like, I think of like Philly and New York, okay? In my head, and I have family from Philly, that seems far away to me. But really, it's only like 90 miles to 2 hours. It's like Chicago. It's just with traffic and fucking everything.
Yeah,
it's like a 4 hour. And correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, guys, but people take trains because to and from that they do business, or like when I've been into Boston, like they offer a lot of trains, or I've been into like even into Canada, like where Toronto is, and it can go into New York and so on and so forth. But yeah, you get out into the plains, man. That's a 7-hour train ride, even going faster. Like we're spread out, but like Baltimore to Philly is an hour.
Oh yeah,
so like France to Germany or France to Belgium, like those things make sense. And these trains make sense. And the countries are smaller and more compact. Where I'm sure they were enamored with how wide our roads are.
Yeah, I
didn't see anything like that, but I'm sure they were like, Jesus.
Well, the subway, they were blown up by the subways.
Yeah.
They were so excited. One guy goes, "We're going underground!" Yes. It's like a little kid learning something new, and it's amazing because we take so much for granted.
Oh, yeah, like the cars have to be all small in Asia and in Europe.
Yep, and most of them don't even own it because it's just not worth it.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm going to bicycle
or the bus or whatever, a bike or a moped.
Rickshaw.
Dude,
something will get you faster.
Like the motorbikes are there because you got to get in, or you'll be stuck in traffic for a week.
Yeah.
Or like the roads are like, and I've been to Boston, and if you ever go, don't rent a car, even if you're going, like just take Ubers, because it's like, it's all old revolutionary roads. Like think of it like, and they're narrow as shit. And they all like combine into like 7 intersections. So it's like, it seems easy to get around, but you can get lost walking. Like if you don't know. So you almost need it similarly to like Ireland or something, like where you see like these small cars that are putzing around. It's the same thing. Like
Peugeot.
I don't remember seeing, I'm sure maybe out in the suburbs, but like in the city, I don't remember seeing like the SUVs or, a truck like mine downtown.
No.
And I'm just comparing Boston, but
even Chicago, you don't see a lot.
You don't see it as much. You see some of the SUVs
because you also got to pay for parking.
Yes,
you pay more like compact parking.
And you got to parallel park in the middle of the city.
But if you pay for parking, you have to park for like up an SUV vehicle.
Yeah,
like, it's
exactly.
Like twice the price.
Yes, because of the size.
Yeah,
so that is a little bit more similar. But to your point, it's like you get out to a game in Kansas City, man. You're driving.
They're like Kansas is just open because there wasn't. Was it what stadium they were?
The Arrowhead.
That's right.
They were playing Arrowhead.
You could just see
everything.
It's like you can't.
That's why I was like one time in college. Well, a couple times we road tripped out to Colorado for spring break because we would go snowboarding. We would do the opposite of like, the Panama City or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we would road trip from Indianapolis. And I remember the first time I'd never been to Colorado, and I always think of the Dumb and Dumber thing. It's like the most relevant thing ever because like. You go through. We stayed at a friend's house in that was from Omaha, so it was like kind of like a stopping. And like in my mind, even growing up in America, I'm thinking the minute you hit Colorado, we're seeing mountains. You aren't. You're driving for like another 4 hours until you fucking see mountains in Denver.
The west side of
basically the Rockies. So like you're there, and I'm like. Where are the fucking mountains?
That
like,
John Denver's full
no,
of
that's
shit.
what I was like. Are we going to end up in Lincoln, Nebraska, as opposed to we
hit
go
North
down
Dakota instead?
I was like, what the hell? I was like, where the hell are the mountains? And then like, boom. Could you imagine going west and like you go through Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, and then the beginning like, man, this is pretty good. We can totally navigate this. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, Rocky Mountains. Like just like, holy shit. And that's how it was. I was like. Holy God, it was actually a cool scene, but it was like, I mean, I just kept thinking in my head, the Dumb and Dumber and like the first settlers that went west were like, what the fuck, man?
We're not going to be able to make it over this now.
We did 2,000 miles with no elevation.
It's the end of the country.
Yes.
We're not going across that.
Well, that was the whole thing. Yeah,
exactly. Let somebody else buy that.
Yes, they brought in the Asians for that one.
Yeah, there's a little bit going on
the
there.
Railroad tracks.
There's a little bit going on there. Yeah. So you're big into soccer. So what, like, when it came down to the end, like, I don't know much about soccer. We don't got to dive into too much about each.
I'll be honest. So I obviously watched a lot of it. I don't pay attention to the international. When I say international, I'm saying like the leagues that I
There's
used
so
to.
many. Yeah.
Well,
it's
and
hard to...
I mean, my team is Manchester United. So let me go back. The last World Cup.
Start. Why?
So I'm going to go.
Okay, gotcha.
So the last World Cup was in 1994, and it was like the biggest thing for soccer. I was 12 in my heyday, playing every day of the week, twice on Sunday type thing. So, and I didn't get a chance to go. My parents just didn't want to pony up the money or whatever. It was like there was games in Chicago as opposed to this past, and like the ticket prices this time were just ridiculous. So I didn't even go to this one. But so like that was a huge deal, and like soccer was starting to really, the engine was starting to go, and then the 94 World Cup hit, and then it really started to kind of kick off into America's own league, the MLS, which started small, no different than like the NFL and all these different things, and now it's like this big booming league that, just to put in perspective, I think it cost, you had to be, and you want to talk about a stat, it was like you could buy an MLS team in 1996 for I think $5 million. Fact check that on me. Or you had to be like $5 million liquid. I don't know, something like crazy like that. The going rate to buy an MLS team, I think for an expansion team like the Charlotte team, was $500 million. So like talk about guys sitting on their ROI right there. Okay, no different than like the NFL teams.
Yeah,
like bought it for like $20K in a pack of cigarettes. Anyway,
reason Jerry Jones will never retire.
Yeah, so he's like cryomagnet, or he's gonna be in a cryo.
He's gonna be on strings, dude.
Yeah,
just
his
we're
subconscious
drafting
is,
another guy.
Yeah.
We're not.
And his son's sitting there with a bobblehead.
Him and Michael Parsons.
Yes.
His name's not Michael.
Yes.
Oh, he's not.
Well, but anyway, so you had that. So prior to even that, and even post that, like getting soccer on TV it didn't happen. And if it happened, it was like early Saturday morning, and it just a big game, or they had to be
Comcast
playing.
box
Like
to
they
watch
did,
it.
They started to come like pre World Cup and post World Cup to kind of get like some of these big teams like Manchester United, AC Milan, from Italy. They started to come over to the U.S. to kind of promote soccer in a way. If I'm getting my dates right, if there's anybody watching, I'm sorry, but that's pretty much the general synopsis of it. Well, Manchester United was in like their heyday of excellence, and they were on TV.
Who was it?
Well, so they've had a bunch of different guys, but they had the Beckham was on the team, so he star. I mean, they had Cristiano Ronaldo before he started. He was on there as like a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And that was later, but in the late 90s, they were like the team, and they were on all the time. So it was like either I always joke around. You kind of picked your fighter, choose your fighter. It was like when like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, there was like 7 fighters, and every dude that you played with had their main.
Yep.
It's like, all right, I'll be Sonya Blade.
Fine, I'm E Honda again.
No, whatever, but like then you figured out how to fucking dominate with that guy or girl, like, and whatever. Like, so you kind of, it was like choose your fighter. It was like Barcelona, Real Madrid, AC Milan, which the 2 Spanish league teams, Juventus, which is another Italian league. So Real Madrid, and then it was like there was more English league on, so it was like Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Chelsea. Like Manchester City wasn't a thing until the Saudis bought them and like pumped so much money into them that they bought their players, and like Erling Haaland and all these guys. Okay, they were not a thing. There were some other teams in there that were good and whatnot. I'm not pretending, but that was like kind of what it is. So like I have friends that are Chelsea fans and I have friends that are Liverpool, but it was like Man U was on, and so it's similar to like and they're like kind of like the Yankees. You either love them or hate them, or like Notre Dame. Apparently, I just go with either the team you love and hate. But like,
well, that's
and so like that's why I became a fan, and of them, and like there were players that played on that team that I played the same position that maybe weren't the stars, but I loved the way they played. So. Or they were stars, but they weren't like the TV stars of the team. And so that's how I got into that. So now this World Cup, it's interesting because they've expanded it. So there's all these more countries in there now. So there's a lot of controversy there. But I do think that it did, other than the final, which you never know. Like there's times where like the Super Bowl sucks, but the playoffs are awesome, right? You can't take a 1-game sample size and like paint a picture that it sucked.
Yeah.
Okay, like that's moronic thinking to me. The final wasn't great, but the rest of the World Cup was pretty badass for the games. I'll be honest.
I think I watched almost every everyone that was us, like any of the Americas that were in
Oh
it,
yeah, for
any
sure.
Any of the Mexican, any of them. Like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch these.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
like it was on, and same with me. It was that was appointment TV.
I was three was like 12, 3, and 6. Like it was like almost like
yeah, it was perfect
when
time.
it was peak times. I was like,
yeah,
I don't have to do anything. Like I could just watch.
It was like March Madnesses in
Yes,
a way, and to a
very
degree.
much
but
so.
like there weren't games overlapping. But like
Right.
but like you knew like between this period. But it was cool. I was down in Miami. After the 4th, I was down in Florida for the week, but I was down in Miami for 2 days for work, and like I'm just trying. It's hotter than shit. It was so hot down there. Like those guys played in that stadium. That's why I was like, man. And when like I think it was like England and Norway played, I'm like, oh, there's not enough sunscreen in South Beach for these guys.
Now, the hydration break has never been a thing that's ever existed in any World Cup,
So it does exist for extensive heat. Like when I was growing up playing, like, and granted we were younger and like high school age or whatever, but if it was like a certain degree, they would take like 3-minute hydration breaks.
I mean, like as far as like in the
like how they're doing it, it didn't exist. The way that it's like automatic no matter the weather, like they did it in the middle of a dome. You know, like no, that didn't exist. It like in extreme heat, like whenever they were playing in Miami, I'm like, this one does need a hydration break.
Well, yeah, the freaking Canada Fires. Like I was thinking, they played New York. I thought that if the championship, but luckily whatever happened was good. But that would have been
out. Yeah, like
not even a hydration, oxygen breaks.
That would have been a thing. But like when I was down there, it was crazy. I would just like I had a plane delay. It was like a whole mess. But anyway, I land. So I like slept in a little bit because I didn't get into like my hotel room till like 4 a.m. It was a nightmare like travel situation. So like I wake up, I'm about to meet a guy, but he's like, why don't you go grab lunch or whatever? I'm like, okay. And I'm like, oh sweet, the Argentina game's on. And so like I'm walking down South Beach and it is bumping. Like, and they weren't even playing. Yeah. I'm like, oh sweet, they're singing in here. Let's go in here. Like it's packed to the gills, like background and Saturday. I'm like, okay, well I can't eat lunch in here.
Yeah.
And then like, going anywhere, and then like it's just like and then like because they were losing early. Who were they playing that day? But they were losing, and then came back and won, and it was nuts for like an hour. I was able to find lunch at this place, and like, granted, the bartenders were wearing Argentina jerseys, just watching the game the whole time. Yeah, they came and got me a beer, but it was kind of funny. And I was like, I get it.
Pour your own.
I was like, I get it, pretty much. Yeah, like that was pretty much the vibe. And then it was really funny because then I didn't even realize who the second game was. I knew that there was a game on at 3 or a little bit later. They all leave. Colombia was playing. So it's like, Miami's this huge Hispanic culture. And then all the Colombians flooded. I was like, man, they're like, doing the dance. I'm like, this is awesome. I mean, it was like 98-degree heat. But it was like, then they just went to the same restaurants or whatever, and there was just Colombia fans now that were all there. It was cool. That was a cool situation. But yeah, it was a good experience. I'm glad that it ended up the way it did. And I mean, the numbers on I think the numbers exceeded the World Cup final for American viewers than the Super Bowl, I believe.
Yeah, but by leaps and bounds. And then the last was the Cubs when they won the World Series in 2016 was the biggest group of people in one area.
Yes.
So many cities blew that away during the World Cup. Like just the amount of people. Because first off, when the numbers came out, and again, I think it probably had to do with some scalping stuff, but the numbers came out, and there's some issues with buying tickets. And
100%.
There's a lot of bullshit going on. You got bots buying them all, resell. The market's kind of crazy. Okay,
that's something we do need to fix here.
Yes,
because you can't do that over in Europe or Canada.
You can't
exactly. sell 10% above face value, which I think is.
And you can't have these conglomerates, if you will, buying tickets to start. Like they got these little automated things. These bots that go buy 1,000 tickets.
Yes.
Yeah. So the numbers were so low about how many people were going to come here. So then right away they took that and they go, oh, people are scared to come to America because
they spun it that way.
But then by the time the first game was getting ready, like it just started. Like it was it's like you just start like a fuse was just lit. And then all of a sudden it starts to spread and everybody.
It's like the dam broke.
Yeah, and it was like it made you feel really good to be an American, like. Because you do, when you think about all the negativity shit that we think about, and especially with fake news, like I can't even take the AI stuff anymore. I can't tell you how many times LeBron has been signed to a new team in the past 48 hours. And the Bears, by the way, the Bears have already signed Jonathan Taylor to a 10-year contract.
Torn their ACL 7 times already.
So it's just bananas to see like that difference. So I mean,
it was and I was nervous about the ticket prices because that was real. Originally, like that FIFA tried to gouge it, and like this is FIFA is like super corrupt and it's a bad organization. It's bad. Yeah. Like we bitch about the NFL, but FIFA is like they took bribes. Like the last guy had, got basically I think arrested by the FBI because he took bribes for it to go to Qatar and this all happened. Like soccer has its flaws.
Yeah,
it is very corrupt. A lot of like we can complain about the gambling over here and with the
Scott
fixing
Foster.
of games and all that stuff. Yeah, Brendan Sorsby.
Yeah.
Those things, which does happen. Not soccer, is crazy. So I mentioned Juventus, and then we're going on a tangent here, but I mentioned Juventus. In 2006, they got caught basically fixing games. Imagine they're one of the top teams in all of Europe. Imagine the fucking Red Sox got caught fixing games. We flipped out about the Astros cheating. That was cheating. They weren't fixing. They were cheating to win.
They were
so that's bad too. Don't get me wrong. They were cheating to win.
They figured out a way to do it.
They weren't fixing. These guys were fixing games, and all that happened to them was they got dropped down a league. Okay, and they're paid some fines, and then they were back up, and now they're just Juventus again.
Mm-hmm.
It's Weston McKennie plays for Juventus, who's a starter for the Americans.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Imagine if that happened. That's the equivalent of no joke, the Knicks or the Lakers fixing games. Admittedly caught, not speculation, not conspiracy, not this is shady, or connecting dots. They were caught, and FIFA is an awful organization. They're awful. At the same token. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to because it's great that America was able to host, and it's great that everyone had an awesome time, and that they really saw what we're about.
Yeah.
To your point earlier, it's we get caught up in all the bullshit on either side, both sides, in between all the bullshit, and you can get lost in the weeds.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's good that they're hey. It was a good thing that happened.
Yeah.
And kind of going in, even knowing what we know going in, I'm we'll see how this goes.
I had, my expectations were, again, not knowing I don't know that much about soccer, football, if you will. Not know anything about it, just thinking right away they start with tickets are somehow not enough tickets are being sold, but now they're being overly bought.
Well, yeah,
so then we're thinking right away it was nobody's even going to come because there's no tickets available. FIFA. And then you got these towns that we're we're gonna nobody was like Atlanta was a big worry because Atlanta's a shithole of a traffic.
It's
the worst in the entire country, and they were well, you haven't done anything. And I think they had a couple. I don't know if they had multiple games there, but
they played Mercedes. I think the third place game was there, or semifinal was there.
Yeah,
they had major games there.
Yeah, and they did a little bit for the infrastructure. But it was nobody's going to go to those games because they just know about the traffic. Nobody knows anything about America.
No, yes.
They're coming here to watch their team.
No,
they're coming here to drink, watch their team. They're going to find a way to get around.
They think they can walk.
Yeah.
What do you think? Did you see Argentine fans at the Meadowlands were walking across the highway to go to the stadium?
Yeah.
They were do this all the time to go to Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Or go watch Boca Juniors.
Yeah, we got some grappling hooks. We're all set.
So just to put a bow on this, speaking of the Argentina, have you ever seen that Matt Damon story? Because he's married to an Argentinian woman, and they were down visiting her parents, and he's down there and he's like, hell yeah, I want to go to a soccer game. We're in Argentina. And I'm not doing justice because Matt Damon obviously is an actor and can tell the story a lot better than I do. So and and his father-in-law puts his glasses down and he goes, okay, no women, no children. And so he's like, wait, what? And he's like, no women, no children. And they have to sit in opposite ends. They have to sit in the end zones. Mm-hmm. They can't sit on the sides because the fans they can't.
Yeah.
And you arm guard going in, arm guard going out, and he said it was the most awesomely insane thing I've ever seen in my life. And he goes, and I totally understand why no women and no children are allowed.
Yeah.
And that's a game in Argentina who they just finished second in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And we have a game here and we flip out if there's a fight. It's all over the thing. Look at these dumbasses.
Yeah.
Arrest them. Not that it doesn't happen. It happens all the time. But
it's mostly just Raiders fans.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But it was good. It was good for the country.
Oh yeah. We're talking about our 25-year anniversary.
Anniversary, you just did it.
I keep saying anniversary, dude. I keep saying anniversary. What is he talking about? I know you were one of the main people that actually planned it and had to go through everything. The first thing that shocked me about seeing people after I've spent 25 years easy that I haven't seen most of these people, besides thinking somebody was somebody else at Corby's.
Oh yeah,
I had an entire conversation with somebody, and she was like, I go, I'm realizing now that you're the wrong person, and I feel dumb. So
I mean, I did that a lot, but I didn't have the conversation. But it was like, yeah.
But like, Adams, we aged very well.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Because I mean, like a lot of times you see people either will just go down a dark turn, or just get real unhealthy, or
yeah, sure.
Not even just about being gaining weight or anything that just happens, but everybody had the same vibe and energy.
Yeah,
it was
very positive.
I was not expecting. Again, I haven't been any type of anniversary / reunion. I haven't been to any of them. So I never really and I see a lot of the same people, but
for sure.
But man, I tell you what, we kind of talked a little before the pod about just getting older. So we had on Friday, we had the first day we had kind of a meet and greet at Corby's, and I get there about 6 or so. I probably had maybe 7 beers, and all of a sudden it's 10 o'clock, and I'm like, I am ass dead. I'm at the point I'm like, all right, Kyle, you're about to kick into I was browning out. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm not with the first time you see these people 25 years. I'm not going into blackout Kyle mode.
Yeah.
He apparently has fun and people like him, but he sometimes ends up, in jail and or other places.
Yes.
But
naked on the side of the road.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. So what though? What were kind of some of the trials and tribulations setting this thing all up?
So
what shocked you the most?
Let me take you on a journey. I'll take you back. So last year, it was kind of kicking up, and I was kind of debating about it, and there wasn't much steam just even talking with people that we do relate with, and I'm like, man, I don't know. And then I ran into some people randomly, like I ran into Ashlyn Harris, which she has Ashlyn Clark. That was the other thing. Sorry, I don't want to go on a tangent. For the women, I was telling them, I was like, I know you're your husband, don't be disrespectful. Please put the maiden names on there because for instance, obviously Carly and I were close in high school, I know, but let's say we weren't, if you told me Carly Schwellness, it's no,
would not have.
But you said Carly Shue, I'm like, oh, fucking Carly Shue, or if Autumn got, it wasn't her last name, I'd be like, who the hell is Autumn, Williams? Oh wait, Young? Oh yeah, I know, and it's just totally different. We have the same names regardless, so, but anyway, so got caught talking, and she was like, yeah, I would totally be in, we'd travel and get some people in, and then I ran into some people at a different, it wasn't a reunion, but my high school soccer coach was being honored, and Sanjay had invited me to go. It was this thing, and so I went, and I ran into some other people, and they were like, oh yeah, we'd come back for it, and I was like, okay, there's enough steam, it kind of gave me the push, because I didn't know going into it what to expect or whatever, and then I just reached out to, getting the whole band back together, No, the Corby's thing was okay, we just want to hey, you guys want to hang out if you came in town?
And that was even more nice. I didn't expect all the food.
Well, no, yeah. So that was what I was like. Hey, I'll take care of the Corby's thing. I'll put some pizzas out.
Yeah.
And take care of the room or whatever, and then people can just get from the bar, and Lexus was like, I'll bring snacks, and we all just kind of pitched in, But so that was, and I was just I'll order pizzas. And I got
met with responding to somebody on your text.
Oh, am I? Yeah. Is it really?
It might have been a long one, dude. It was going for a minute.
I think Siri was just recording it. My
Dear
wife is are you at Corby's?
Who's Alexis?
You said you were going to Kyle's. So anyway, so yeah, that was a thing of where I was just hey, it was more informal, and actually that ended up being nice too. A lot of people came out to it.
Yeah.
And then
almost an icebreaker to get in,
that's
which was great.
Yeah, if you can make it, if you can't, don't sweat it.
I think more people were excited, oh, cool. Now I think I will go to the.
Yeah, exactly. And so that did help. But anyway, yeah, and the event went really well. I am so happy about the amount of people.
Yeah. Turnout was great.
Yeah, turnout, that was the word I was looking for. The turnout was fantastic. It was just great. We have all these things in common. as far as like where we came from, but like we're so different now. But it was just great to catch up with people.
Yeah.
That like you said, everyone seems to be doing well, or doing well in their own whatever path. We all went down different paths, and it's great. That's what happens after high school. And it was great that everyone was just happy to see each other.
Yeah, and it was crazy because we me and Doug talked after, like just jokingly, because funny story, like Elijah Davis.
Yes.
So I knew him. Like he was at our bus stop, like middle school, everything else. I remember he got in a fight with one of our buddies, and it was the funniest thing is like, because Elijah Davis is a very like a very smart kind of. He's more like he likes the comics, everything else. Like he was, you would never think that he would be a fighter. And like I joked about, I go, Elijah, remember when you got in a fight at the bus stop? And like he locked his arm and ran at a dude full speed and like laid him out. Like it was the funniest looking thing ever. And then I don't know where he's like, yeah, I've probably been in, I don't know, 15, 20 fights. I'm like, all of a sudden Elijah's telling us he has never lost a fight. And I'm like, I got to be honest with you.
Throw hands with him.
I got to be honest. I watched you straight up like, like
joust.
Yes, that's what I did. But he goes, so Doug, he goes, who would have thought? Oh, and then also, I got Ashley Barnes. I don't know if it's not Barnes anymore,
I know.
But she's always been very funny, but she hides her funniness. I was like, she said something.
No,
I go, you are so hilarious. You need to be a little bit louder. I go, it's like we're joking with her, and then all of a sudden, like she starts just having fun. Doug texts. He goes, who would have thought? Ashley Barnes would have been the funniest, and that Elijah would have been the fighter, the Conor McGregor of our. And then there's one picture where
it's all black people, and
and then you see Elijah did it. I'm like,
I'm like, this is awesome.
I'm like, I wish he was doing this thing. Like running punch.
This is awesome. It's like our entire all the black people.
Dude, it was. I go. Yep. And then there's Elijah.
Yeah, no, just
like I almost commented. I almost said that.
Life, yeah.
I'm on the comment. I was like, I don't want to be busted out, but no,
that picture went through our committee thread. They were like,
I was like, who would have thought?
The best.
Yeah, and I've seen him several times. Like,
it was good to I can name a bunch of names, but it was what we set out to do happened, and that always doesn't. And there's a lot that went into it, a lot of hard work, like I said.
But no, I mean, so I mean, mad props, gym sites as well. I would have went to the tour, but I'm just old and hungover. It took me until I was like literally, I'm like, Rhett, I don't want to sound rude, but I don't think there's anything left in my body that I can poop out, but I still got to keep doing it. Yeah. I was like, it was up until about 4 o'clock. I was like, man, am I going to have to like bail on my reunion? Because I don't normally, eat terrible foods or booze that late. It's just the late at night stuff. I'm just too old for it. Like I was just like, oh.
What actually knocked me out of it was walking around.
Yeah.
Like I was hurting. And then like when we did the tour, it kick started, like just even being as, not that we were like walking around,
but just like, movement,
just like kind of, and it changed my mindset and all that stuff. So, and like being around people that I hadn't seen that showed up for the tour, like that kicked it out. And then Sunday until today, I was like, oh geez.
I mean, I think the funniest thing that I thought about, top 3 funniest things from uni is, I'm about to leave my house, so I open up my phone, open up the Uber app.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this.
Hey, I hit my Uber, says I hit delayed time, saves a couple bucks. So says guys pulling up in a F-250. I was like, that's a pretty big vehicle for Uber.
Yes.
See, like gas mileage ain't gonna work. This dude pulls up and drops the ladder for me to get in. This is a monster truck.
It was.
The hood is painted American flag. It's got the flags on the back. It is like a monster truck. I'm like, this is all. I can't wait to pull up. I almost asked a guy, hey, pull it apart. Let me. Can I hop out the driver's seat?
Yes.
People think I actually have. Dude, so I pull up right away. I pull up. I hop out, and I'm like, I can't imagine what people are going to say.
No, yeah.
Is that? I walk in right away, is that your Uber, dude? Like it was like a monster truck pulls up.
So the other frame of that is I'm talking to Clint. We're in mid conversation, and I think Carly was next to me too, because we were right by the tickets, and I'm talking to Clint, and we're having a conversation, and I see this, and I'm like, and he's talking to me, and I'm like doing one of these things. My ADD kicks in because I see the American flag. I'm like, oh God, who is this? Who drives this car? I thought it was like, and then you rolled out. I go, holy fucking shit to Clint. I was like, is that Kyle Zuber? And Clint looks over. He's like, no fucking way. And so that's why we're like, how did you get that over?
Dude, I was like, the odds of that. I go, bro, you have no idea how awesome this is.
No, that was like the best.
And he had a cowboy. I was almost going to do the whole deal, like hop out. Like, I'm like, you have a Marlboro or something, like, hop out. Just fake light up, like, all right, y'all. But it was hilarious. But
yeah, no, that made me laugh.
But no, I mean, it was an amazing time. I definitely want to thank everybody involved. At the end of the show, I'll pop maybe some of the funny pictures. Definitely the Elijah picture. All righty. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
To Refreshingly Awkward.
See you later.